Hello, nice to see you. Today I'm attempting to film a get ready with me using some of my project pan items and some of my personal, things that I'm trying to finish. And just talk some about anything and everything. So the first thing that I want to do is to use my moisturizer, and this is from Olay. And this is brightening and protecting cream with SPF 20. I do like this one, but I don't think I would repurchase. This is a little bit too expensive, and I do have other moisturizers that I can use instead. It feels really nice, when you have like really dry skin, just put on moisturizer. It's a very nice feeling. And after this, I would like to put on some of this Olay. This is dark circle correcting. This is almost finished as well. I've been working on these two for I think half a year now, and I've been using them every time I've done my makeup, which is like 5 times a week, and they're still not finished. Today it's Sunday when I'm filming, and I'm gonna go to my dancing class later on, and I usually like to put some makeup on before my class because I want to look nice dancing to people, with people. The class is for 3 hours, so I'm gonna be seeing a lot of different people, or a lot of people are gonna look at me, so I want to look nice for them and for myself. Next, I'm gonna put on some eye primer, and this is from Sephora. And this sucks. This is not good at all. I don't think this does anything, to be honest. So yeah, don't recommend, don't buy it. But I'm trying to use it up, and I think I don't have that much left, so hopefully it will be done soon. I'm gonna use my finger to rub it in. I've been a little bit lonely the last 2 days now because my boyfriend has gone away to Abu Dhabi to see his family, and it's lonely here, and I'm just trying to think of other things to keep my mind off it, but when you're used to having somebody close to you all the time, it's hard to see them go. Next, I'm gonna use some brushes. So I'm gonna take this Morphe brush right here, and this eyeshadow right there that I'm panning. Gonna set my lid. Yeah, so as I said, it's quite hard when you have somebody close to you. You live with them, you speak with them, you're used to them being around you, and then all of a sudden they're just gone. And he's only been gone for 2 days now, but I miss him a lot. And we always have problems with migration here in Sweden because of his visa, and he's from Latin America, and for him to stay here, and his visa expired. I'm gonna take this Sigma tapered blending brush, and I'm gonna use this brown shade there. Yeah, we have a lot of problems because he's a student and his student visa expired a while ago because He finished his studies. And we applied for a new one, a like cohabiting visa. But the waiting time for that one is 2 years. And they said that he can stay in Sweden during the decision, like waiting for the decision. But he cannot leave Sweden. And his family is not in Sweden. So he can't come back permanently until they made a decision. And as I said, that's like 2 years waiting. He can max come for a visit for 90 days and no more than that. And it feels hard to know that he's not allowed to live here, even though we've been together for 6 years. So that feels kind of, you know, it's very hard, you know. Imagine you love somebody and know that they are not welcome in the country you live in and where you want to be together. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you see it, Edward is actually going away to study to become a pilot. So he's gonna go to his home country, El Salvador. I'm gonna use a little smaller brush. I think I'm gonna use this one also from Sigma, the blending E25, and I'm gonna use this eyeshadow right here. So what was I saying? Yeah, he's studying. He's gonna become a pilot, so he's going away in January to El Salvador, where he's from, to study there. But I'm very worried about him. There's been a lot of like, he keeps talking how like you can go out on the streets and you get like murdered, or you know, if you go on the wrong place you can get killed, and I'm worried something will happen to him. And he keeps telling like a lot of terrible things about this country. So yeah, I'm worried about him going there to study. And I'm gonna be here in Sweden he's gonna study for 1 year, and I'm gonna be here in Sweden while he's gone. And we're gonna have like this long distance thing, and we had that before, because his family is in Abu Dhabi, as I said, and I'm here. But it's different because now we've been living together for so long. But because of this migration thing, even if he wanted to be here, he's not allowed to, which sucks. It really sucks. So I'm gonna go back to the same brush I had before and take some of that light cream shade again in the corner and just blend out the edges a little. Now, a little bit of my problem is that I'm a very introvert person, and I grew up in a way that made me very introvert and like very awkward when I'm meeting new people. So I don't really have like, Eduardo's studying in a city that's quite far away from where I grew up as a kid. So all the friends and my family is in another city. And I moved here for his sake 2 years ago, for us to live together when he started studying in the university. And my problem is now that he's going away for 1 whole year, and I'm here alone. And because I'm an introvert and kind of awkward with other people, I never felt I had a need for any other friends or anything. I'm gonna take a non-white one. I'm gonna take this Sigma small tapered blending E45, and I'm gonna go into this purple sparkly shade here. All the sparkles of this one just falls off, so it's like a matte shade. I'm gonna put that in my outer corner. So I never felt any need to have any friends at all, actually, because I felt, you know, I feel awkward getting new friends, and I did have some friends before. I usually steal Eduardo's friends, but when he was in school in here, I used to take some of his friends, but all of them has moved away now from the city, so some of them also had problems with the migration. They wanted to stay, but they were not allowed to, and I don't really get that, because Sweden takes in so many people, and it's very nice, and I understand that these people that come here is, you know, having bad situations in their countries and other things, but there's so many students that I know now, because Eduardo went to university, that wanted to stay here, but they got deported. Even though they had an education, they could provide for themselves, and they could, you know, they weren't requiring anything of the country more than contributing. But no, they were not allowed to stay, and now it's the same for him. Eduardo is a little bit more fortunate because I am a Swedish citizen, so I can apply. We can apply for the cohabiting thing, but still, that it should take 2 years before they even like start looking at the case, and you can only get the cohabiting thing while your passport is valid, and his passport is valid for about 2.5 more years, so I'll see how that turns out in the end. And yeah, but anyway, so he's gonna be gone. He's gonna come visit for sure, but it's not gonna be that often. And as I said, all the friends I knew, they have moved away, like they're not here anymore. And because I never really felt the need, like I never felt the need to have any other friend than my boyfriend, because I loved him and I loved spending time with him, and you know, all of those things. But now he's leaving, so I have nobody. I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna take a concealer brush, F25 from Sigma, and I'm gonna take some concealer, the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I'm gonna do like cut crease thing. So I'm gonna take this Illamasqua 1L030 brush, and this is just eyeliner thin one, and I'm gonna put this in that purple sparkly shadow that looks matte, and I'm just gonna put this along the edges. And then I'm gonna take this Morphe brush. It doesn't have any number, it's just a little tiny one, and I'm gonna just put it in the cream shadow, the first one I used, and I'm just gonna use it along the edges. I'm gonna take this MAC 239S brush, and I'm gonna use it in this. I'm gonna use it in my sleek highlighter here, and then I'm gonna use this one next to it. So as I said, like everybody's leaving or have left already, and I'm here alone, and because I never felt the need to get any other friends than my boyfriend, I have nobody. And you know, I'm working at a really small place at work, and you know, I'm not really connecting with any of those people there. We are all only about 6 employees, and all the others, they're like very old, or like not very old, but like 10 years older than me or so. And we don't really connect that much, me and the people I work. You know, I can work with them in work, and we're fine, we're friends at work, but you know, not like on my free time. And in a way, it's comforting for me to know that at least, you know, I haven't been doing YouTube for that long, but you know, to have something to do, you need to like distract myself from everything. And I still have the dancing classes that I go to. The thing is, they're like, you don't only dance with guys, and it's not like I feel like one of those guys are gonna be my like best friend or anything. So you might feel like that I'm just the most depressive, nerdy person that you have ever been heard talking, but yeah. But at least it's nice to know that you are watching, and that you're here, you know. I have somebody, even though everybody left.
Trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way, I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we made it.
I'm gonna take the first brush I used again and dip into that medium, very light transition shade, and just gonna run that along the edges. And then I'm gonna go in with some more purple in the outer corner.
You said the same thing I told ya. My eyes are clear, there's no secret. I wanna know, was it serious? I need it clear, my best friend. Isn't easy to show.
So I'm gonna take this 317 wing liner brush from Sueva, and I'm gonna use this eyeshadow right here, and this is a MAC eyeshadow. It's an old one, I don't have the name on this one, but I'm actually gonna dip. I'm gonna take 1 drop of this Inglot Duraline on the eyeshadow. Don't recommend you doing this yourself, not directly on the eyeshadow, at least just scrape some off and then mix it. But I did this and I cannot restore the eyeshadow. This is not good as an eyeshadow anymore, actually. It's only good for doing this, and I think the consistency gets quite thick, but it does work. So I just wanted to find a way to use up this black eyeshadow, that's why I did it. But I think it's better for you to, as I said, scrape some off and then use some on the side instead of mixing directly in this pan.
I like the way it's mysterious. I think I found my own way. Isn't easy to show with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I know I told you it's the best light I know. It's not a game that I am playing. My love, trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way, I think that I might. I know you made it
I know that looks so crazy to you, but I'm gonna fix it, I promise. I'm gonna take a wet wipe, if I know where I have it. So I'm gonna take a wet wipe and then I'm just gonna wipe off the part I don't want.
Trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way, I think that I might.
So my eyeliner is done, and I'm gonna go on with the rest of my face. I'm just gonna blend out one more time around the edge of the eyeshadow.
I think we're made of something.
Like so. I'm gonna use this, the Body Shop eyeliner. This is terrible, don't recommend it, I hate it. I don't want it, but I want to use it up. So, and this is just a matte or Kyle cream liner, you get me. I'm just gonna run this close to my lash line and not try to not get it too close in towards my eye, because it's gonna end up in my tear duct, because this is not staying in place. Just trying to wiggle it in between my eyelashes.
I'll find the best way, I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you.
And now I'm gonna try to do some primer for my face. I'm using this Smashbox Photo Finish foundation primer, and I'm just taking a little bit in my entire face.
In a pocket, I wanna find a new keeper. I like the way it's mysterious. I think I found my own way.
And then I'm gonna try today, and this Kicks a foundation sample. This is Kicks Full Coverage number 2, and that's the shade. If you're Swedish and you know about Kicks brand, it's a Swedish brand that we have here. They have, I got a foundation sample from them too, of another foundation, and this was called Perfect in Base. And I never really realized when people said, oh, this looks terrible, you know, I cannot use this, it's, you know, just not working, it's peeling off, until I used that one. It was the worst foundation I ever tried in my whole life. Don't recommend it. You know, you put it on and then 2 seconds later it was gone. You know, it just so terrible. Don't try it. You will not like it. So if I can find, I'm gonna use my back of my tweezer to grab some from the jar here. Put it on my face. So I work as a receptionist at a hotel here in Sweden, and I really like that job. And it's a very calm, and like the concept of my hotel is to be casual and to like treat the customer as your friend. and I really love that job. I've grown as I told you, I'm quite introvert, so I've really grown as a person since I started that job. It's been easier for me to like talk to people and you know, figure out what to say and things like that, and that wasn't really clear to me before. I find it really hard to just like start conversations, and I've really grown as a person since I started that job. And you have so much, you work by yourself, but you have so much responsibility for the hotel, because you're working alone and the hotel only has 105 rooms. And as you're alone in the reception there, and we don't have any room service or anything like that, so there's really no running around or anything. Sometimes you have to help with some things, but I mean, I like it a lot. And I've been working here in this job. I've been working since 1.5 years now, and it's the best job I ever had. It's really good. And it feels, I had another job before. I was working at McDonald's, and it was fun, you know, don't get me wrong, it was actually fun to work at McDonald's. It's like when you're a child and you play with your friends, you know, that you sell things. McDonald's almost felt like that, you know, making ice creams and selling them and burgers and everything. But what I didn't like about the job was the managers. They were so terrible, because I went to work and they just made me feel like I didn't want to be there. And you know, I could feel sad before going to work, and you know, cry even. Now right now I'm using some of the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I'm gonna use the same. I'm gonna use this Sigma concealer brush again that I used on my eyes. And I felt really bad, you know, every time I went to work there, I felt like I didn't want to go, and I was really sad. And you know, it became really bad at one point, and I was not even good at home. Like, I could have been home and it went out of my family and my boyfriend. Like, I was angry often and I didn't feel good at all. And back then I didn't do makeup at all. I actually started doing makeup when I quit that job, but I was stuck, you know. I did my job and I was good at it. I was really good at it, and I did my job, but I didn't even look for another job because I was so stuck in that loop of going there, and you know, I didn't even think about I should look for another job. And it's kind of hard to get a job in Sweden, even for Swedish, you know, even if you have experience, especially for people who is you know, doesn't have any higher education, and young people, it's really hard for them to get a job. So I was thinking, like, there's no point in looking for something else, you know, nobody wants me, I don't fit in. But then I just posted my CV in like a group on Facebook, but I removed my contact details and I asked, you know, contact me on personal message if you're interested in me. And actually I got a lot of requests, and then I found this job here that they employed me at. But I can't believe that I waited for so long. I waited for so long doing something that I hated when it was that easy to get something new. It felt so good to resign from that job. And you know, when I left, they were like, oh no, not you. And I mean, yes, I'm quitting. And I felt really good quitting that job. So I'm gonna do my eyebrows now. I'm gonna take this eyebrow trio from makeup store, and this in the shade blonde. I used to hate this, but I do like it now. I use this in my inner part of my brow, and this in my outer part of the brow, and this wax I use with the spoolie to just brush through my eyebrows.
Tryna hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way, I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we're made of something. I think we're made of something.
I'm gonna go over my face again with this foundation brush. If I didn't say it before, this is the Stippling 125 from Zoeva.
So yeah, my eyes are clear, there's no secret. I wanna know, was it serious? I need it clear, my best friend. Is it easy to
Then I'm gonna take this blush serum, and I'm just gonna take a little on my fingers. A little, because it goes a long way.
It's not a game that I am playing, my love. Trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way, I think that I might. I know you made it in.
Then I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just gonna powder my face. And I'm using this Zoeva powder polish 107. I'm gonna take this Luxe face definer from Zoeva, and this is 101, and I'm gonna use this sleek bronzer in the shade medium, and just use a tiny little bit to bronze my face.
It's not a game that I am playing, my love. Trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way, I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we're made of something.
I'm gonna take the large fluff E50 from Sigma, and I'm gonna just dip it in and then use it a little bit on my nose. I'm gonna use the Zoeva Luxe highlighter, and I'm gonna go back into my Sleek Solstice highlighter in this palette, the purple one, and I'm gonna use it to highlight my cheekbones.
I think we're made of something.
I'm gonna use the Zoeva Detail Shader 237 and use that same sleek highlighter on my inner corner. Then I'm gonna take this Sigma Flat Definer E15 and I'm gonna take that cold brown shade in the bottom there on my lower lash line. So basically, if you have a job and you're not happy about it, don't be stuck in the same loop. Just try to go out and find something. Try to see and look around and, you know, find all the options. And because I was really stuck in that loop with that job at McDonald's, you know, just going there every day and feeling like shit. And I didn't do my makeup back then because I didn't feel good. And when I started to feel better and I got that new job, it's then I decided to actually start doing my makeup, because I wanted to feel good. I wanted to be happy, and the makeup made me happy. So it's like a little bit of a comfort for me to have that. I'm gonna curl my lashes.
I wanna find a new keeper.
And I love doing my makeup. It's been like a routine where I can just go into my own thoughts and, you know, maybe watch some video or listen to some music. This is the Paradise Primer Ecstatic.
It's the best light I know.
And then I have the Paradise Ecstatic mascara from L'Oreal, and the waterproof one.
I'll find the best way I think that I might. I know you made it in the nick of time. I'm calling on you. I think we're made of something.
I'm gonna finish up using this dewy Rose Glow dewy face mist thing from the Body Shop. And lastly, I'm just gonna go in with this Orange Lollipop No. 3 Shine Liquid Lip Gloss from the Body Shop.
Trying to hold my feeling, I don't know what's right. I'll find the best way I think that I might. I know you
so that's my finished look. I need to hurry because my dancing class starts in about 25 minutes. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed me. I hope you enjoyed watching me get ready, and I hope you had some fun. I hope you weren't too bored with what I was talking about. I know this is quite serious. The first one was a quite serious subject, and, you know, talking about my job and such, but I hope you can relate a little bit, or maybe, you know, understand. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we'll see each other again. Have a nice day. Bye.